Hi guys, welcome back to The Ratchet Christian. My name is Asmau and I am the Ratchet Christian. So for the past 2 weeks we were talking about Jesus because Jesus is the reason for the season. I think it's important to know who Jesus is to you and who you are to him and how he can help you with your dating and love life and relationship life, because God cares about who you date. He cares about how you date. And I can give the best dating advice in the world, but if you're not praying, if you're not asking God to guide you as you meet people, it's not going to help and it's not going to make a difference. So I hope those videos about the power in the name of Jesus and the power in the blood of Jesus were really helpful and just help you to remember that, Jesus can help you with all of this stuff way more than I can. But we're getting back to our talk about relationships, and today I want to talk about the power. No, not the power. See, I'm just, we're not talking about the power of Jesus. We're talking about dating with humility. It is important to date with humility, and humility is just being humble. You know what I mean? And as I started to date, and even as I met the person that I'm dating now, the conversation that God had with me was about dating with humility, being humble. I'm really big on this channel about doing the work on yourself. I have a video where I talk about, like, maybe you're the toxic one. I had to take accountability for the part that I played in the relationships that didn't work out. I had to ask myself, like, okay, out of all these failed relationships, who was in each of them? Me. I was the one that was in each of those relationships. And so just going back and thinking about the role that I played, the things that I've done wrong, because it's not people that have just hurt me. I know that I have also hurt other people. I know that there's people whose hearts that are broken, and I had some fault to take in that, and I had some things that I need to work on, some therapy I needed to go through, some healing that I had to do, to get over my insecurities and my fears and all those things. And even that is a continued work in progress, but I took the time to do my work. I wasn't just pointing at all my exes and all the things that they did wrong. I did some things wrong too. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you've done some things wrong too in your relationships that you can take accountability for, so that when you do date again, you can end up in a happier and healthier relationship. So it's important to do your work and heal and become the type of person that you want to date. Not everybody has a list, but I think it is important to write down the things that you're looking for in a person. You know what I mean? For a long time, I knew what I didn't want, because that's what I encountered a lot. But then I had to make a list, like, what am I looking for in a person? And then do the work to become that type of person. If you want somebody who's ambitious, somebody who's courageous, somebody who works hard and is family oriented, like, you need to take the time to make sure that you are those things as well, so that you're coming to the table with something. So once I've done all that, God had the conversation with me about, like, dating with humility. Like, once you're all healed and you're in a good space in your life, I know for me, I kind of took the perspective of, like, well, I'm good, and whoever comes into my life, like, they better have their stuff together and this and this and that. And yes, that's important, but I just wanted to make sure I wasn't getting into pride. You know what I mean? Where it's like impossible to get to me because I have, like, all these guards up and I've, like, done all this work and this and this and that. So it's like, as you date, like, think about, like, what can you offer somebody. Like, I was sitting up there like the Queen of Sheba, just waiting for somebody to come and serve me because I'm a princess and I have everything together. Like, no, yes, I'm whole, yes, I'm healed, yes, I'm complete, but now I had to ask myself, what am I bringing to somebody else's life? How can I be of service to them? What can I do to be loving and kind and tender to them? Because it's not all about you. It's not all about you. And I had to realize in relationships, it's not all about me. It's not all about what can this person bring me? What can this person do for me? What can you do for the person? What can you bring into their life? You know what I mean? Like, are you compatible with them? I had to ask myself, like, is this person compatible with me? And what it is I want to do in my life and where it is that I'm going in my life. But I also had to ask myself, like, am I compatible with them? Would I be a good fit for them and what it is that they're trying to achieve? You know what I mean? So just getting my eyes off of myself and realizing God isn't going to send somebody into your life once you're healed for you to abuse them, for them to come serve you like you're the queen and king of the castle. Is going to be so you guys can serve one another mutually. And that can be scary. That can be scary, to be good to somebody after you've been hurt. You know what I mean? And so what's been helpful to me is to realize, like, I'm going to be good to this person because I know whatever good I put out in the world is going to come back to find me. I was watching this one Instagram video. This girl was talking about cheating just in case. Like, cheat just in case. You don't know if he's going to cheat, but you should cheat just in case. It was funny, but I do know there's some people who actually think that way. Like, well, maybe he might be doing something, so I'm just going to go do my own thing just in case. And so, of course, I'm not going to listen to that. But I'm doing the opposite of that. Like, I'm going to be good to you just in case. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be kind and be loving and be respectful just in case. You know what I mean? Because it's like, even if I don't get that back from you, I know that I sowed that seed. And so I'm going to get that good back in another person if it's not in you. And so don't be afraid to be good to people, because I realize God is my witness between me and that other person. God is watching what it is that I do, and I know that I'll be rewarded for being good and treating them as the child of God that they are, which can be scary because people like to take advantage, and it's scary to not worry about being taken advantage of, but just know that now that you're dating with God on your side and you're praying, God is going to give you advice. He's going to give you insight. He's going to tell you things about this other person that are going to be helpful and, show you how to treat them and how you should maneuver your relationship with them. And another thing about dating with humility is managing your expectations. I've been waiting for this perfect Christian relationship, and I just had all these expectations of what my next relationship was going to look like, and I kind of had to get to a point where I let go of all those expectations. You might not end up dating a pastor. You may not end up with this guy who is at church 8 days a week and is like across seas being a missionary. Like, you yes, of course we want somebody who loves Jesus. That is important. Don't compromise on that. They need to love Jesus, but they may not be a pastor. They may be a teacher. They may be a softball coach. They may be other things. So just be open-minded. There's lots of people out there who love Jesus and aren't just serving in ministry. And I used to follow a lot of these Instagram pages that give me like all these good godly quotes about Christian relationships and this and that and what it's supposed to look like and that, and it just really like gave me this really big expectation that nobody on earth could fulfill. You know what I mean? There are no perfect people. There is no perfect man. There is no perfect woman. And I had to realize, like, I'm not perfect. I can't expect perfection out of a man when I'm not perfect, when I'm flawed, when I don't get it right all the time, when I be cussing a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the perfect Christian. And so, like, I had to let go of that expectation of finding this perfect Christian man, because the only person that's perfect is Jesus, right? So, yeah, manage your expectations, and be open-minded. Your spouse may not be a pastor. As long as they love Jesus and are living for Jesus, then that's what's important. Don't be afraid to be good to people, because God is your witness. God is going to protect you, and if they're playing, you don't have to play their games. You just continue to be good, and God is going to redirect you and put you to where it is that you need to be. And be prayerful. Be prayerful about people. Always pray when you meet somebody. God, if this is the person that you'd have me to be with, then I hope things work out. But if it's not, then I pray that you'll take them away. I pray that prayer all the time, and it has worked. And I've avoided a lot of relationships I should not have been in. And now I'm in one, and I was prayerful about that. So I know it's kind of like vague what I'm talking about, but if I could sum it up, is just be humble. As you heal and you feel good about yourself and you're strong and you're recovered, like, from all the pain in your past, like, now go into the world and do good. Dating is scary. Getting to know another person is very scary. And it's scarier if our expectations are too high. It's scarier if we are expecting for somebody to come serve us because we're so good. But it's much easier when you go into it with humility and realizing, okay, I'm not perfect. So if this person has some flaws, I can work with that. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm afraid to take risks and be kind to this person and be loving and serve them, in a way that God will be pleased with. But God is my witness between me and this person. And so I'm doing good to them because I love God. And of course, the expectation is that they're going to be doing good to you too. Like, don't just be sitting there, like, going out of your way and just, like, just make sure it's being reciprocated. You know what I mean? Like, yes, be good to people 100%, but be mindful and make sure that you're getting the same back, because you didn't just do all that work for somebody to come in and like ruin it, you know? But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Be prayerful, be humble, be considerate of other people, and be gentle, because dating is scary. Dating is scary. We're all afraid of each other. We're all afraid of getting hurt. And so we're all just taking risks and just hoping that people aren't going to hurt us, and just trusting that if they do, will you die? That's what I have to tell myself. Like, as I started dating, I'm like, okay, if things don't work out with this person, will I die? No, I won't. I'll be fine, you know, and you will be fine. So don't be afraid to treat people good, because even if it doesn't work out with them, that good is going to come back and find you in somebody else. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you next week. Have a good rest of your week. And please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye.